Hello there, thrill seekers. It's me, and Ziggy is in his Christmas sweater, but it's kind of hard to see. Maybe I'll put in a shot there afterward. But today's, what are we calling them? Friday flashback video is another segment from that talk I gave in 2016 in Benedictushof. I showed you a little bit of it about a week ago or so. And I am reading a long sort of quotation from Kobun Chino Otogawa Roshi, who was my first teacher's teacher. And then I talk a little bit about, what do I talk about? Silence. So it's pain and silence. So that's the theme for today. I hope that's a good Christmas theme. It doesn't really have anything to do with Christmas. But anyway, I hope you enjoy it. I think it turned out pretty good. Here we go. Let's take a look. But these are from speeches by my first teacher's teacher, who is named Kobun Chino. And I just liked this one. I found it yesterday before the talk, but I decided to use a different one yesterday. And I found one for tomorrow too, so I'm prepared. This is very unusual for me. Here's what it says. Beyond the physical pain of sitting, there is always more pain, which we don't need to call pain, but a sort of fog or cloud of a question. It is something which you know about, but don't know quite how it arose. We call these problems or unresolved matters, which get our attention. They are very attractive and impossible to let go. You think if you solve them, something important will arise within you. First, you are puzzled. I don't understand that. Or, I cannot see through it. Teaching appears like that. Lots of koans are like that. Those are those strange questions that they ask in Zen. There are hundreds of questions in the Old Testament and New Testament of the Bible. There are lots of koans in the Quran. Such questions let you pay attention to expanding your mind. Your religious spirit, no matter what tradition you have come from, will carry you through this time. Basically, we have no problem, but having the right attitude to carry our life is very important. Right attitude may be symbolized in your mind in language or some other symbol. But if I ask, what is the most important thing for you? Each person will answer, I think, I feel, whatever it is most important. That is what attitude is. It's the purpose of your present life. It's not something that somebody or your teacher said, so you go with it. It's not like that. Often your own basic compass may be expressed in the same language as others, but for you, it really exists somewhere in your body and mind. All of us have some knowledge of the reasons for our problems. Even though we may be used to knowing what to do, what to choose, if we get stuck and can't decide what to do or which way to turn, the pain comes. One kind of painful situation occurs when you cannot say yes or no when someone asks for your help. If you answer, yes, I can help you, or no, I can't help you, then you have no problem, no pain, because you've already decided on one way among many choices. In the case of relationships, we have been conditioned to want a long relationship with another being instead of a temporary one. Instead of a transient life, we want eternal life. Instead of continuous pain, we want a joyful, pleasant life. Instead of nothing, we want to have something. Those are the impossible things we want, while what is possible is all the things we don't want. So Buddha was a twisting teacher. Instead of promising eternal life, he pointed out how fragile, how transient, how impossible is the life we have got. We see that instead of eternal, joyful, unchanging conditions in life, we have continuous change. Even if our highest, deepest intellect reaches to the essence of our life, Alas, we feel we cannot reach life itself. This kind of pain is like a person who has no money and wants to be a millionaire. But if you have millions and billions in reserve, the fear of losing it, even 1 penny of it, or the fear of a shadow coming through the darkness to take it away from you, creates tremendous pain. If you are medium rich, it is the same. You want more. And yet here we are, feeling pretty good actually. Having nothing, you feel pretty good. Having a lot, more than you need, you feel pretty good. That's pretty good. That's what Copeland says. I'll just say one more thing and then we'll see if we have a discussion that we want to have. See, that's something is like cramping. I'm just like things are not working inside right now as they should. Just getting back to silence, I was writing yesterday. I decided to write some things and I put them on my blog this morning because people read it. I find that very strange. I mostly sit at home in my little apartment in Los Angeles typing out this blog and nothing happens. And then about once or twice a year I go out on the road and people go, "Oh, I read your blog." And I go, "Really? Somebody read that?" And I go to Europe and people say they read it. And I go, "Really? I didn't know anybody read that." I just feel like I'm just typing it and going, "Oh, here it goes." But this thing about silence, I may have said this yesterday. The thing about silence I think is so interesting is it's something we all have in common. So everybody knows, I think, that silence is a good thing. I think it's something that I've never really heard anybody argue about that. That this kind of peace and silence and stillness is a good thing. Like liberals and conservatives seem to agree, terrorists even seem to agree that silence is a good thing. And I wonder if this is a place we all could meet and it might be some kind of precedent for the future. It might be a reason to keep doing things like these silly retreats where we sit for 5 days looking at the wall. Because maybe we are providing a kind of permission for other people to discover silence. We can sit in silence and there's only, I don't know, less than 30 people in this room. I think there were supposed to be 30, but then some people didn't come. Which is not many people, but it's a start. And it's a way to begin making this kind of practice available for others. So we come in here and we do this for ourselves, and there's only a few people, and it seems sometimes kind of lonely here. I mean, we're all together, so it's not completely lonely. But at times it's very lonely. I did a tour a few years ago of Poland, and sometimes only 2 or 3 people came to the events. But it's a way to start. It's a way to begin, and I think that's important. And I think what we do is important, even if it doesn't really seem to have any great impact. Maybe 50 years from now or 100 years from now, people will remember that there were people sitting in silence and that they kind of created an opening for the rest of the world to do it. Sometimes it takes more generations to understand something. You can see it happening, when people kind of pick up something because maybe their parents ignored it, but they can go, "Oh, those people back then, They were doing something. Yeah. So, does anyone have anything else they want to discuss? Because I don't want to ruin your silence by just putting my ideas into it.